Well, standing here actually makes me pretty nervous with all the eyes on me right now. But talking about nervousness, I remember during my early childhood, the very first memory that I remember about nervousness was me being in the kitchen table, sitting on a stool with my mother, teaching me mathematics, which I did not understand at all because academically, I'm very slow. I'm slower than average students in my class. And that's not something that anybody should be proud of or should keep it as something that we have to, keep on forward on making it a habit of being academically slow. So my mother was the very first person that took notice of me being academically slower than average student in my class. And that's how she took action into helping me and involve herself in my academic activities. And that's conclude me that parents have the potential and is important in the involvement of their children's education and personal growth. Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Lim Sapalika, and first of all, I would like to pay my highest respect to all of my judges, audiences, contestants, and the cameraman, especially, and everybody in this room in general. And today, I am here to present to you about my topic, which is previously talked about, the importance of parental involvement in children's academic performance and growth. Well, parents' involvement in their children's education and academic growth is really crucial because it is a crucial factor that parents really care about what their children are studying, how their children are evolving academically. And through many researches, it is shown that students that have parents who are engaged in their academics are likely to perform better than students whose parents are not engaged at all. Now, I will explain to you the three important key, which is number one, importance of parental involvement, second, benefits for the children, and third, effective strategies for the parents. First and foremost, parental involvement lays a foundation for academic achievement. If a parent set a standard for the children, or they themselves are an academic achiever, it is more likely that the children will take after them, which there was a quote that is, which quote out there that quotes, "Apple doesn't fall far away from the tree," which is true because throughout my observation, I've seen many academic achievers whose parents are also academic achievers or just generally smart or do care so much about their children that their children also think that being cared for, being valued enough to actually put efforts into studying and performing better in tasks in their school. Second, encourages positive attitudes, behavior towards school. If you are a parent and your children are studying in a school or is a school-age student, you want to give your children a mindset that studying is important, education is important in general, not only because that you're gonna make money in the future, you're just gonna, if you don't study, you're just gonna be poor or, something general like that. So you just need to tell your children that education is important. It's not about the money, it's about everything around us. If you come here to live on earth, why not studying what around you at last? Because at the end of the day, everybody will go. And thirdly, enhances children's self-esteem and motivation. The importance of parents being involved in their children's academic is not only academically considered, ethical, but being involved in your children's life in general or just being involved with any of their activity or tasks actually give your children more self-esteem and social connections with people. Why? Number one, because when we feel like we're being watched or being cared for, we actually put effort into doing things, right? Have you ever felt like a camera was pointed at you so you have to look good just so that you could look in the picture? Yeah, for me, I do. I care about how I look. So that's why when I'm being watched, I'm being cared for, I feel like I'm valued. So I have to put effort into doing it, even though that it's not going to satisfy the one who were looking at me or watching me. I feel like I myself satisfied with what I have or I am achieving. And now, next to the part is the benefits for the children, or benefits for children if their parents are involved in their academics. Well, number one, high grade and test scores. It is not something that we're not familiar with. For teachers, students, or anybody, we know that students that parents cared for or pushed to study hard, they're more likely to perform better in school, score higher grades, higher test scores, and involving in more curriculum like playing in sports or having an extra classes so that they can enhance their performance in their academics. They're also demonstrating on coming to school perfectly, having great attendance. They do not skip school, and they value their education. Even though that they are not doing so well in class, coming to school regularly according to the schedule is something that it is shown that the students care so much about their academics. Even if they're not really smart, they come to school. That is a good sign. And that's coming from the involvement of parents in their academics. And also, increased likelihood of graduating. Well, it is not unlikely that people with better parent involvement in their life graduated more than people who are not. I mean, even if it's just financially or emotionally, I've seen that people or students with involvement from their parents take part in their academics. I've seen that they graduated more than people who are not, even though it's just financially, emotionally, and more. I still see that people with parents in their life or just parent involvement do graduate more. And for the next part is effective strategies for parents. Well, their involvement is important, but there still need to be ways that they can involve in it. Of course, they're going to create some strategies in order to get it through smoothly. Well, number one, I'm sorry, my bad. Well, how parents can get involved? Well, number one, at home, you need to establish a routine for homework and any study activity, like giving your children some time, telling them to do homework, encourage them. Any words with, you don't have to sugarcoat your word into making your kids doing their homework. Just, tell them to do it and encourage them. You don't have to, you have to do it fine. You don't have to sugarcoat it. You can just tell them straight up that they need to do their homework. That's enough. Or if the students are not really well behaved, maybe some whooping would do. And secondly, providing a quiet and well-equipped study space. Even though I know some parents could not afford a personal room for their children, I think that it is something that parents should do, is giving them quiet place or just giving them some time up for themselves so that they actually do something for themselves. And showing interest in school activities and assignments. Telling them to do whatever they want, and also encourage them into doing activities inside their school. And last, strategies for effective involvement. Communication, talk to them regularly, encourage them, and also discussing schoolwork, grades with your children, and also support them and encourage them through, celebrating academic achievements. Like if your children want at first place at something, you need to, just make a party out of it. And at last, we can conclude that parents' involvement is important in every children's life. And even so, children need to study. Even if you have the mindset that children is just the backbone of a nation, a country, studying is never a waste. Involving in your children's life is never a waste. Please, if you have any questions, kindly ask me. I would like to answer you all. Thank you.